Hey, thanks for joining us. This is Shane Tracy, broker of Good to Go Realty. I have with me our special guest, Edward Astorga, sales counselor of Meritage Homes, and we're in the Sagebrooke community. And I've got to ask, Edward, where exactly are we right now?
So thanks for the introduction,
Yeah.
Shane. So Sagebrooke sits 3.5 miles from 1604. We're basically right off FM 1560, right between Braun Road and Shanefield Drive. So it's really convenient to arrive here. We're just south of Helotes. So from a real estate standpoint, I believe we sit in the far north extremes of what would be considered far west for San Antonio. But it's an extremely convenient location to get to. We've had a lot of inquiries, a lot of excitement about the location just because it's the last of what's been surrounded by a lot of already developed neighborhoods, and a lot of the developments you probably already know falls south and really far west of us. So it's really convenient to be this far up, away from all the traffic and away from all the mess that's happening with all the development that's basically where every other builder's at this point.
Yeah, and you, from here, it looks like you've got your choice. You can head on and down further and go to Alamo Ranch, or you can be going more northerly direction and get to Bandera Road and
That's right.
even beyond that. So
That's right.
yeah, this is a really cool location. You gotta check it out for yourself. And so with this just being, is this how long have you been open, first of all?
So we just opened in October. So
Okay.
we just started. We've only been here going on 30 days, a little over 30 days. The nice thing is what Meritage did here, this is all our own development. It's going to be a relatively small neighborhood. There's going to be about 450 home sites here. We got to start on this really early, along with a model home. So they didn't just start our models and wait to start homes. We started our models, and we started about 40 spec homes. So we're a very big, builder in the U.S. I believe we're number 5 from a nationwide standpoint.
Oh, okay.
But we are all inventory, so we're always going to have something in inventory ready to go, or anywhere from say 30 to up to 6 months out. So we generally try to keep everything sprinkled in. That way, it's just easier for folks to move in. The big reason why we felt this works really well is San Antonio is still very undersupplied with inventory. So
Right.
we're trying to supplement inventory for those folks that are still moving in or trying to move out of that apartment, that are, unfortunately having to compete with a lot of these pre-owns that are either really expensive or not there. The other nice thing to it is it gives us predictability. Meritage is really good about being able to give you a solid date to close on. That way your customer can figure out if they're moving, door to door, or rate locks. That's a big
Okay.
deal right now.
Yep.
Interest rates is a big topic, to where depending on when you're going to close, that interest rate is going to have a different price, or it's going to be a whole different rate of payment. So right now we can give folks a very predictable date, to where if they're looking in 60 days, they can look at locking their rate and seeing what their actual payment will be without having to worry so much about it changing on them, kind of like it did last year.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge when you can predict and have peace of mind of this is what my interest rate's going to be for the biggest investment a lot of people will
Absolutely.
ever have in their home,
Absolutely.
in their lives.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic. And so you're talking about inventory that you have right now. What would you say you have on hand right now?
We've got about 40 homes going.
Okay.
I've got several that are complete, and then a bunch of them are going to be ready for the spring. I have homes that can close by the end of the year already.
Oh,
We're in November,
fantastic.
so we have several that can make December, get people in there for Christmas.
Yeah.
The other nice thing is we're running a really good incentive right now till the end of the year. So as long as we can close them by the end of the year, we're offering a 5.875 fixed interest rate as long as they qualify with our lender.
5.875%, 30-year fixed rate.
30-year fixed rate.
Wow.
So that's
no 6, 5.
No. Gets you a great rate, gets you the lowest possible payment we can get for you. And the best part about it is that rate buy down is on Meritage's dime.
Okay.
So whatever the cost is on that, as long as you qualify with our lender, The cost doesn't vary on the buyer's end, it varies on our end.
Got it.
And I say that because there's a lot of other offers I've seen out there with some of our competitors, but they hold a really high credit score minimum on that. And a lot of times they'll kind of bait and switch them on it to where they'll say,
Oh.
I'm offering something similar, but your score isn't that high, so
Okay.
I'm gonna have to charge you the difference.
Okay.
There's no bait and switch with us.
Okay. No matter what, folks, this is a lot of things that you may not be aware of, but it is really important to know as you are starting that process of looking for your new home in San Antonio. This is fantastic information,
Absolutely.
Edward. Yeah. And here in this community, how long, you're saying 400 homes altogether?
450.
450. And so you're going to be here for a while.
Probably, if I had to guess, the next 5 to 6 years.
Okay. So this community is going to continue to grow. And with that, wouldn't you say the price is going to change, right? Over
Price
time?
always changes. So I was just telling some folks the other day, there's generally 2 really good times overall, right? When you buy a home in terms of a new neighborhood.
Okay.
Some of the best opportunities are going to be in the beginning because, as you know, real estate stacks its values. So the builder usually starts off at the lowest possible price, and we build our values from there. It generally goes up, right? Typically, in 5-6 years, we're going to see a much higher price
Yes.
on the exit. So this is generally the best time to get the selection of the better location within the neighborhood, but also really getting the lowest price that you're going to find in the neighborhood. It's because it's just getting started, and it will only go up.
And so what is that price range right now?
So we're starting at $360 right now,
Okay.
and we're in terms of square footage, we're looking at 16 square feet, and then we're up to right under 500,000 right now, and that'll get you right at about under 4,000 square feet.
Right under 4,000 square feet.
Right under 4,000.
So is it safe to say there's a couple different series of homes
Absolutely.
that you're building here? What would you?
So
how would
we
you
have
compare those?
so we have 2 different collections. We have our Premier collection and we have our Classic collection. The Premier is going to start off at the 1,600, gets up to right under 2,900, and that'll vary anywhere from 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, to upwards of a 5-bedroom, 4-bath. So we've got some really good options in that. That's going to be something that I would describe as something that would make an incredibly good starter home, but also a very good move-up home.
Got it.
Because of the amount of square footage we
Yeah.
have in there. The other thing that I will add to that is Meritage has a really good way of building to where we build all our homes very similar in terms of it being inventory. So you don't have to worry about the price changing on you. So whatever price we quote you is the price that your home will be,
Okay.
the way you see it.
Got it.
And we build our homes all very similar to the model. So as opposed to the old way of building it where you see the model and it's a low base price, and then the plus this
okay.
happens, and now you came in at this price and now you're way over here, you're not gonna have to worry about that because our price is set from day one.
Okay.
Including all options or whatever was built into the home, which again is very similar to our model homes. So we don't like to have a lot of mystery in it. We like to make it very simple, very easy for our folks to know what they're going to get in their home. So that would be on our Premier side. On the Classic, so the big difference would be structurally, you're looking at the Premier's on a 45-foot wide home site.
Okay.
Classic's on a 50-foot wide home site. So it's a wider home site. And what that allows us to do is work a little bit more with the architecture.
I see.
Once you get into the architecture, then you can do some different stuff. Then you can get into your higher ceiling plates. You can get some more robust bedrooms on a single story. You end up with a little bit better ratio as far as backyard. So the Classic is more architecture and design, I would say,
Okay.
with a few extra standard features. But both of them complement each other very well. Everything out here that we're building is built excellent. Meritage builds a very high-end quality home at an affordable price.
Got it.
So we're very proud of what we build. I have no problem with walking folks through our construction process and showing them the difference. Because the unfortunate part is there's a lot of builders out there and it's really easy to assume that, well, they're all built the same. And quite frankly, you and I both know they're not. And there's a lot of builders that won't want to share what's behind the walls, which we're very proud to.
Okay.
You know,
and what is behind the walls, by the way, here at Meritage?
Spray foam.
Okay.
Yeah, we do spray foam on all our homes, man. It's very impressive. A lot of the way you have to build when you use spray foam is very different. You have to frame differently in order for that to be effective. You have to seal the home differently. It's a whole system that ultimately works really well, and is not just going to be more cost effective for utilities, but it dampens noise. It holds the temperature exceptionally well. And we tell folks you get cleaner and better living because we're able to filtrate the home better because it's not letting all this dust and pollen in.
I see.
So anybody with allergies, a lot of times they seek us out through the internet because we advertise really big on that. So for our San Antonians that suffer with seasonal allergies, come check out Meritage. You're going to get a better living experience because we can clean the air much better in our homes.
Now, along with the location, of course, there's also going to be what are the conveniences around here, the school district and all of that?
Oh, yeah.
What can people expect?
So we're in Northside School District, which is highly revered in this area. Schools are going to be in a relatively close proximity right now. I would tell you we're in about a 3-mile radius within all the schools. As far as proximity shopping, we're only 3.5 miles away from 1604, going up Ron Road, and you've got Bandera Road right underneath that. So you've got a HEB Plus there. You've got pretty much everything at that Bandera Road intersection.
Okay.
You know, and if you go a little bit outside, now you're in the city of Helotes as well. So there's quite a bit of entertainment just going up north. If you go south, kind of like what you had mentioned, we're only about 5 minutes away from Alamo Ranch. So you're surrounded by a couple of really good options. Alamo Ranch's got a ton of, they've got, you know, any store you're looking for, tons of restaurants. So, I mean, it's super convenient to pretty much everything. But the difference is we're away from the traffic. Because everything around us is already built out. That's the difference.
Yeah. So this is like a little secret that we need to get out.
That's
right.
That's right.
Well, you're going to be away from the traffic out here, folks, but not too far. So you can still get to the conveniences and work and everything that you need to get to lickety split. So from here, do you have any plans for an amenity center? Or?
We do.
Okay.
So we just started our amenity center. We're planning to have it ready for next spring. So we're working on it. So we're going to have a pool, playscape right down the street from our model here. So it's a relatively small neighborhood, so we don't have to worry too much about it getting really beat up or overrun by too much population. It should be balanced to the population here. But yeah, we're already starting on it, so we're excited. We should have it ready for the summer.
Yeah. And anything that I've missed that you want to talk about that's really, really important to those that are looking for a new home and just don't know which option to pick?
Man, I would tell you overall, the best thing about Sagebrooke is really going to be the convenience and the location. And being somebody that sold for many, many years on the northwest of San Antonio, usually the way it works, and you can attest to this, you're all over the city, whenever you're looking for new homes, it only gets further because they start from the center and we just build out, right? It's just natural progress. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, on this side of town, on the far west, you can find neighborhoods as far out as 9 miles, which the unfortunate part to it is there's only one way in and one way out. And people's biggest complaint is really the traffic. They may love their location, they just hate the traffic and they lose time in it, and it's coming in and coming out. Here, you're not dealing with that because we're in the front of all that and everything else has been established and built out. So I won't tell you there's not going to be any change. I would tell you there's going to be very little, and it wouldn't really change our traffic patterns here for the worse because we're very far in front and it's already established. So that's the biggest value to our community is we're just in the perfect location.
Excellent. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to join me and
it's always a pleasure
getting
to
the
work
word
with
out.
you.
Thank you.
Shane, thanks for coming out.